Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hasten here, and today, holy crap, that's slow, we are going to talk about the main protagonist of Fairy Tail, which is Zeref, the Black Wizard King? I think that's what they call him. Anyway, so the reason he's the main antagonist is because he has a major flawed way. Before we go into like the reason why, we have to take a look back on the motivation, his past, the reason he does stuff, which is the motivation, but stuff like that. There are major spoilers ahead. Alright, so if you haven't watched up to at least the current anime episode, which is like 305 or 303, something like that, stop watching this video. We have to talk about where he came from, why he's doing what he's doing, and what happened when he did what he did. So 400 years ago, Zeref's family was killed by dragons, which was his mom, dad, and brother, Natsu. This made Zeref obsessed with all life and especially the creation of it, and wanted to revive his brother Natsu, which is why the Etherion Tower was made, it's why the Eclipse Gate was made, it's why everything that's like you hear about Fairy Tail and like the Dark Wizard King or whatever, all of it was made to revive Natsu and his family. But of course, this was black magic, and it was strictly forbidden by his master, and especially the god. I'm just gonna go with like Angstrom, something like that. Anyway, and it's important to understand that while he was trying, of course we know this already, but I'm just gonna go back into the details just for the people who don't know. He tried to revive his brother multiple times, and even though he failed most of them, he was given multiple opportunities to stop by the master and the god, and he didn't. So he was cursed with the curse of contradiction. So we need to get into that, because that is where the money is. The curse of contradiction is a curse handed down by God Angstrom, the god of life and death. It is brought on by knowingly deceiving, stopping, or postponing one's fate that led to death, or bringing back the dead to life. So no reviving, no stopping fate, no going back in time. It forbid the afflicted to love or care for life for eternity. So the more you love or the more you care for life, the more you kill. Like when you can see in the anime, or in the manga, when he looked up the dogs on Tenro Island and like loved them, his curse activated and he killed everything within like a few 100-meter radius. It was pretty insane. But I digress. To solve this, you either have to isolate yourself far away from every little thing for eternity, or kill all of your positive emotions and let yourself be ruled by dark emotions, which he tried both multiple times, and for 400 years actually, and nothing worked, which is going to be a key to looking at why he does what he does. Nature, Zeref is very gentle and kind and loves things with all of his heart. That's why he wanted to revive his brother so bad, because he missed him so much that he wanted to see his brother. So when this contradiction completely obliterates that, he can't do that anymore at all, it's very traumatizing for him. Just like when Mavis killed Makarov's mother. We'll get into that later. It shows in Zeref what it means to have this contradiction at his very core, because his personality and his nature and his morals is very loving and caring. But when you have this contradiction, you can't be that, or else you will kill everything. So it's starting to tear apart his mind. It's starting to create a separation, and it's not good. With Zeref's nature, the weight of taking life eventually took its toll, but what he deemed as his greatest achievement helped him to maintain some sort of sanity, and that was the creation or resurrection of Aetherius Natsu Dragneel, who was, you guessed it, his younger brother. But with the affliction, the curse of contradiction, and the nature of an E&D power, he saw it fit to give him up to Igneal, which is king of all fire dragons, who loved humans back in 400 years ago when all the dragons were bad, or whatever. We know the backstory. But there were also two other goals behind his decision. One is to be part of the new group of dragon slayers trained to kill Acnologia, which is ridiculously strong. Some years later, while Zeref was on the path of isolation, because he chose that path, he's trying to not kill things, he met Mavis, the fairy tale's founder and first guildmaster. They were both seen as highly intelligent people, so Zeref thought this might be his one chance at love, because she was the only one who could even compare to him, because he was on a different level, because he was creating things that like nobody else has done before in that time, and nobody else did actually. Mavis was also afflicted with the curse because Zeref taught her some black magic to win a war, and when she saw Makarov being born, she touched his mom's hand, killing her instantly. So with that guilt, she tried to kill herself over and over again. It didn't work because you can't kill yourself from the curse contradiction. You really can't die. You're not supposed to be able to. So Zeref wandered on Fiore looking for her, found her, and told her how he keeps his curse in check and that is by viewing everything as a game. So nothing is like, these people's lives don't matter. They're just chess pieces in my board game. And that's when the split in his personality and his subconscious really start to take off in different directions, which as like the curse contradiction. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry. I'm just so happy. I just gotta do this. So, because he views everything as a chess piece, or as a chess game, he doesn't really feel the guilt that arises with killing hundreds of people. And this flawed way of thinking is one of Zeref's biggest mistakes, because it literally warped his mind, because his nature is this, and he's doing these things because to try to combat the curse he has, and he's contradicting himself, hence the name Curse of Contradiction. He's trying to force himself to think one way while his mind and soul wanted to love and cherish people, which was the beginning of his corrupted path. Mavis and Zeref accepted each other and let their natural emotions flow free because they both have the Curse of Contradiction, so they can do that, right? No. Mavis turned into a death-like state, and devastated, Zeref went right back to his chessboard game and started building up his empire. Because he took Route C. Route A, isolation. Route B, everything's a chess game, so you don't really have emotions, you don't really feel them. And Route C, kill everything for some reason. And right here, another key moment that happens is for him to keep some sort of sanity, he split his personality and subconscious. So personality, loving, caring guy. Subconscious is now on the path toward evil because he wants to kill everything because nothing is salvageable, I guess. After this, he went into his childlike state and cried every time the curse took its toll, which means his sympathetic and positive emotions are still somewhere deep inside of him. But the curse keeps working its toll on him, keeps working, and the split is like a ticking time bomb. You saw on Tenero Island when he saw Natsu, he was like crying and everything, and when he found out Natsu wasn't even near powerful enough, he started going back into his badass state, which after he awakens there, the bomb explodes. He turns into his badass state and is trying to figure out if he should let Echnologia destroy the world or use his massive empire to do it himself, because I don't know, you can't die, so why not kill everybody else? Another characteristic of the state is he kills without hesitation, but he still hates the act of killing life, so he does stuff, but he still inside hates doing it. Which, like the curse, is a contradiction. Now this is a quote between Zeref and Mavis. "Don't get me wrong, I hate wars, it's ugly and disgusting. Even when building my country, I'm not needlessly building it for kicks either." Mavis: "But you said it was enjoyable." Zeref: "Huh, really? That's the reason I live to die. I want to see my brother. No, I want to destroy him. No, please destroy me. Huh? My head hurts." So you can see the contradiction. Like his personality, I think, would rather die than kill people. So there's three reasons right there. He wants to die, he wants to see his brother, and he wants to destroy the world. So it's like personalities are splitting, which is causing the flawed method of solving things. It's like the reason is the curse. That's where this all stems from. That's why he, unfortunately, all these things that did happen to him. This led to the major problem and cause of his flawed belief, his contradicting persona, which is the problem of him dealing with the curse. Because who he is at his core and what he has to do to deal with the curse and contradiction contradicts each other. To be honest though, anyone would go insane with that kind of curse afflicting them. Like, think about everything that you stand for, then not being able to do it. Like, if you see a woman getting beat across the street or something, you can't go around and help her, or else, I don't know, that's bad. That's an awful example, but still, it still stands that going completely against everything you believe and everything you want to do will drive anybody mad. And I think that's, he split his subconscious and personality because he couldn't take the reality of that, and he had to have some sort of other escape to not have that, I guess. But it's really unfortunate because Zeref is a really good character, but you have to have a main antagonist in the show, or else it's just going to be friends, yay, let's go on a quest. When he's in this state, the badass state, it is very hard to see eye to eye with him and make sense of his actions because he is unpredictable, because he's so unstable. Because this occurs at the subconscious level, and his persona sometimes unwillingly comes out. So like when he is with people he genuinely loves, his real emotions come out and he doesn't know how to deal with them because his subconscious has already split them apart. But then when his personality comes back and overpowers, when he sees Natsu or Mavis, he starts busting out crying and everything starts mixing up. All the emotions collide together: hate, love, anger, happiness, sad, joy, etc. Just every emotion you can think of just like clashes together. What should I feel? What should I not feel? It's terrible. But this leads to Zeref's biggest enemy, and the reason he does everything himself. The reason why he wanted to revive his brother was because he loves everybody, and he really loves his brother. So, I mean, I can kind of sympathize with him. Like, if my brother died, my sister died, I would want to go revive them. And if I was smart enough and had the power to do it, why would you stop me? He was just a kid when they all died, so he just grew up wanting them back. So he wanted to help revive his brother to resolve his heartache, because that was the only thing that could help him cope with the fact that his entire family was killed by a dragon. In conclusion, Zeref's flawed way of thinking was created by the curse he was stricken with while he was trying to revive his brother, which ultimately left a split between his moral self, his personality, and his subconscious. And it's really sad seeing him suffer this way, but the sympathy is reduced when his ultimate goal is killing anyone and everything. But think about it, if Zeref wouldn't have done these things, Natsu wouldn't be alive right now. So, is it really bad? I mean, I guess, because you're not supposed to do it, but like, you got Natsu? Thank y'all for watching this video. Tell me what y'all think. What I got wrong, what I got right. As always, I'll see y'all next time.